Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Kyle from the TF Review, and today I've got kind of an experimental video. I'm going to be doing something I've never seen done in the context of Toku toys and whatnot. Here we have a Power Rangers Super Mega Force Legendary Morpher based on the Mobiritz from Gokaiger. It's just a standard toy, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be opening it up, taking it apart, and looking at the inside of it. Because me as a person, I love taking things apart. I love seeing how things work. Granted, I'm not like an electrical engineer or some genius. I'm just someone that likes to take things apart and put them back together. And this is something that I kind of want to do on video. So, here I am, and here are the tools I'll be using. Just basic tools. I've got an opening tool, which is essentially just a little flat little blade that's very bendable. A pair of tweezers. And just a standard screwdriver. Now I apologize for the background noise. I am in my garage, and there are laundry machines in here. So with that said, we're just going to take a quick look at the basic functionality of this toy. It's essentially a cell phone that flips open, and it has working buttons. They're very, very hard to hear, but when you do put this Ranger key, and it's just a little action figure that flips up, when you put that inside, the volume increases, and when you turn the knob, it identifies the Ranger that is the Super Mega Force Red Ranger. And that's essentially the basic functionality of this toy. It's very simple. A lot of people love this thing. They love the Ranger keys, and I'm sure if you're a Power Ranger fan, you already know that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take this thing apart. First thing is first, we do want to remove the batteries. We don't want to risk any sort of electrical charge. And we can just dump them out like that. And now the toy no longer works. Well, it doesn't have power. And we can power it down. And we can just put these parts to the side for now. Now comes the fun part. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take the top piece off, because all of the electronics and everything is down here in the button area. And this, I believe, is just one mechanical effect for when the blades open up. Alright, and I do believe I've got most of the screws loosened up. Alright, and now we've got all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws removed. It's already getting loose, so let's take this. We can see the panel. It's lifting up. And we can see the mechanical feature, the springs that are used. Let's go ahead, let's take the Ranger key and watch this in motion. And there you can see. And there they lock up again. And we can also see the little wire and the little LED right there down there. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to continue. We're going to take all this off. Alright, so I was able to get the back cover off. I just lifted up. I did need to do a step where I removed the front off. And now we've got the little LED. It's kind of dangling on there. I'm not sure how well it's attached, so I don't think I'm going to pull it off completely. I'll worry about that when I get a little bit more further down. So we're just going to continue, and we're going to remove all of these electronics. And we can also see right here, this is the key gimmick. We can see all the little buttons that you push. And now we were able to take that apart and remove the buttons which just push down simply. I believe, where is it? They just push down right here on this little middle piece. And that leaves this one piece. I believe the LED piece is glued in, so I'm not going to be removing it. But this is essentially what you get when you get the Legendary Morpher. You have the speaker, which is actually quite a large speaker for a toy. You've got the on and off switch button, and the main key locking gimmick. And you can see the little key. Let's see if I can get this to work. You can see, here it goes. The key slides in like that. So the key just slides in, and when it comes down, it hits the buttons. Like that. So that's pretty neat. Also, we can see what the inside of the keypad looks like. It's just these 4 switches. And that, I think, is everything I needed to see. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to organize all these pieces, and we're going to see exactly what a Legendary Morpher looks like all removed. We're going to see everything all in one shot. So here we have the Legendary Morpher broken down into at least as many pieces that I'm comfortable taking it down to, as this video is not intended to be the annihilation or the destruction of this toy as much as it is just to see exactly how it works. This is something I would like to continue to enjoy. So this is everything that we've got. We've got the body right here, which is just a hollow shell. You'll notice I painted a little detail. Again, it's just a hollow shell. It's actually just molded entirely in black plastic. Right here we have the innards of the phone with the molded keypad buttons, and of course the key gimmick feature right there. I'll paint it in. On the bottom there are just a few small little details, a little screw, and a little metal piece in there. What surprised me the most is this feature. Now, I did paint this gold. I thought this was a speaker, but I guess not. It's just a little detailed piece of plastic. You've got the 3 batteries included, a plethora of screws, the battery cover, the inside keypad, which is just one button that pushes down, the outside of the backside of the phone face screen, the backside of the face, or the top of the phone, which is very nicely detailed, molded in black plastic, the Ranger key itself, which I haven't taken apart yet, each of the little wings that flip open. These are molded together, so I don't think they can be taken apart without actually destroying them. That's not something I want to do. And they are pretty weighty. You've got the main electronic, the main key gimmick feature right here, and as well as the computer and the electronics and the speaker, and I've got a little screw stuck to there with the magnet, which is not good. Let's see if I can get that out. This is why you have tweezers. And the on and off switch right there, as well as the key gimmick itself, which is an impressive little piece, as well as the front side or the screen side of the phone. Now I do believe the LED is glued in place. I don't want to risk removing that, so I do have it still attached. And it is soldered, so I can't remove the wire. And this is where the little LED is, again molded in plastic but painted. And I believe that is the entire compositional breakdown of the Legendary Morpher. And I hope you enjoyed seeing that. So now comes the fun part of putting it back together. Alright, well that answered that question. So, 5.5 hours later, I discovered there's a really neat little mechanism. And you'll notice there's a pin right here, this little pin that I'm wiggling, and that's actually what activates the opening of the blades. So, what we need to do is I need to remove this and reset it, and you'll notice when the key is turned, the blade is actually raised and lowered, and that's what activates the thing. And that's kind of a cool little feature that I never noticed before. So when you're doing it, that's how that blade feature is triggered. Very cool. Alright, so I've gone ahead and I've nearly completed putting it back together. Notice one small issue. The wings, they don't exactly do the poppy outy thingy anymore. So that we're going to have to go back and look at, as well as the battery compartment no longer, they can't screw it in, it doesn't hold into place. So we're going to have to open it up again. Alright, so I finally got it back to working order. After I went Black Friday shopping and ate Thanksgiving dinner. The issue I was having down here was there is a nut that fell out and it was kind of magnetized to the speaker, so I had to pull that out and stick that in, screw it back on. And the issue I was having up here was that little pin I was telling you about. And I didn't have the springs properly aligned. You really need to pay close attention when you're doing it. But to prove that it is in working order, here it is. And when we close it, there we go, and it is back to new after literally almost completely deconstructing this legendary Morpher. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. It's very experimental. Let me know what you think about seeing how your favorite Toku toys work. I think that's something very interesting, and that's something I would definitely do to all of my Toku toys. Because I can apparently put them back together pretty well. It's not too hard. So again, let me know if you have any suggestions, any thoughts, or if you want to see, or if you have any requests of stuff you'd like to see me take apart and put back together. I think this is a lot of fun. I had a ton of fun making it. So maybe we can make a series out of it. Who knows? Anyway, that does it for this video, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at the TF Review for the latest Toku and Transformers goodies. And I will see you all in the next video.